stupid?
I don't know about stupid, but I don't know if
Do you regret your relationship?
No, I don't know. No, I don't.
Maybe a little bit.
Relationships are cool because you can find stuff out about yourself that you want to work on and stuff, and that's good when you have someone who obviously cares about you to help you do that. But the dependency thing, even independent people, when you're in a relationship, even if you're an independent person and you don't need to be with someone constantly, you still have that responsibility for another person, which I don't think you need to have or should have at this point in our lives.
Alright, we're done. Let's go.
Relationship guy.
Yeah, what do you think about it?
Big relationship guy.
Why did you decide to be in a
Relationships are cool 'cause
relationship?
you don't get asked.
You actually hung out with her outside of a party setting?
No.
And you're
And
dating?
you're dating?
No,
they're
haven't
dating.
said
I
anything
said,
about
is your
the word
girlfriend coming
dating.
over? And he said
you guys
yes.
are all like, oh, this is your girlfriend. Oh, you're dating. Sure,
Do you feel like there's pressure to not ask a girl to date you? Do you feel
I
like...
feel like there's pressure from both sides. I feel like people are like, oh, fuck that. Don't date someone. That's stupid. Don't hold yourself down. And then there's also people that are like, oh, dating's great. You should date that girl. That's an awesome
But
thing.
what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you think is
I don't know. I think there's a time in your life you need to experiment and I don't know, basically just see the world. And then there's a time sexually, find yourself sexually and
So do you think that the label has weight to it?
the label definitely has weight to it.
Wow.
I still
you
don't
say-
understand why that is.
If you say you're in a, I don't know why it's either, but some people are just kind of I don't know, they're scared. They're scared of the label.
Oh, you just...
I think relationships in college are interesting because you do learn a lot about yourself and a lot about the other person and who you want to be with, but you're definitely always working. It's work for sure, and it's definitely really hard. But I think if you have open communication and you really always work on yourself, and it's not all fun and games, but then when it is good, you have a best friend no matter what, and you don't have to wear protection, so that's cool too.
Get some fire really quickly for you boys. So I'm in a long distance relationship, and it's not the easiest, and it kind of stinks when you can't have consistent sex, but personally I think if I went out to a party I wouldn't find anyone better than the person I'm with now, and I would never have a one night stand or random sex, so I'm in a great position in my life. Thank you.
So do you think people should be in relationships in college?
Yeah, if you find someone who you think makes you a better person and you were meant to meet them for a reason, then even if it doesn't work out forever, I think so, yeah. I think it helps.
Agreed.
Do you see any cons coming out of your relationship?
Yeah, because when you're in a relationship, you it's not just about you anymore, kind of like what Henry said, you're thinking about the other person, and you might change what you might want to do just because you would rather be with the person, and
I feel that's subtle. That's not always you're not always this is a decision I'm making.
Yeah,
it's
just, that's how
things.
it
Yeah,
is.
you just change your behavior.
It kind of you can't just do anything.
Yeah,
kind of.
but it can be good and bad. That can that subtle you're changing your behavior.
You're thinking about other people and you're putting other.
I feel that's just so hard to do in college.
Well, yeah, because college is the one time in your life when
The only time.
you're
selfish,
supposed to be selfish.
Yeah.
But it's
allowed.
also college is also a time where you need people around you that you're really close with. I feel because
We have that right
and
here.
you have your friends. I know, but there's something different about having someone that you feel a.
Sorry.
Not that I don't feel connected. It's just also sex is good for your health. Sexual.
Yeah, but if you're going just after the health
your
factor,
body
sex.
you can get that from
Good.
one night
Okay,
stands.
but meaningless sex is stupid.
Not in terms of health.
There's also
Also, though,
there's a needed level of intimacy that you can only get from someone you're sexually attracted to, and I feel we all crave it, which is why even when you don't have a relationship, you still end up hooking up with people because we're humans.
We're trying to get our
we
nut.
want to be connected with humans. It's just the way of life.
Is this thing recording?
Yeah.
Marriage is buying a house with someone you hate.
Your parents love each other. Your dad just
But
clear
they
example.
probably hate each other.
I feel after 20 years of marriage, you're gonna hate the person.
I would want to snap that bitch's neck.
That's why everyone's oh, they're so cute. They've been married for 6 years and they haven't fucking stabbed each other yet.
But I think for long-term relationships, you have to have space in the sense of you have to have your own lives still, which is what can be really hard. is after a few years of dating, like you mesh into one, and I think that's where it gets really unhealthy, and like you have to be able to like do your own lives and then also be in a relationship.
But that's really hard because when you're in a relationship, you have this like magnet to like put aside your shit just because of them. Like everyone has it.
I feel like that's an important life skill, but you don't necessarily have to learn
I
it
just feel
that
like
way.
in college it's just like that's I don't know.
But if you don't date in college and you don't find out what you do and don't like, then you're kind of
I think
setting
you can
yourself
still
up.
find out what you
Yeah.
do and don't like,
In
even
like
if you
your
don't
early
date someone.
20s after college.
But no, but I'm talking about
You
what you do and don't like
statistically
in
marry you.
relationships. Like you can't find out everything about yourself without exploring yourself through other people. It's impossible.
Okay, well, honestly, what even is like like what's considered a relationship? in
Yeah, what do you
college?
guys consider a relationship? Because like there's so many different, like.
I think for me, it's definitely monogamy. That's like my biggest thing. Like I could never be with someone that like also wants to be with other people.
Well, I mean,
But technically,
I
you're
like
still
polygamy.
in a relation. Like you're, I don't know. You're
also
still
it's
in
not
a
like you'd ever
relationship
know
with
if they
that
like wanted to be with other people. It's more about like
They're not gonna
Actually,
being able to not
yeah,
do it.
working through temptation.
Because let's be honest, anybody in a relationship
Yeah, like,
still wants to fuck
like,
other
I
people.
still have eyes.
yeah.
Low key,
Yeah.
Like,
they
I
just
don't
don't
like
do
it
it because the
sexy.
relationship's more valuable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's what.
So then,
really-
what makes the relationship that valuable?
Kids.
No,
No,
No, like-
not quite.
it's literally just valuing like what that relationship is worth to you, like the connections you make with that person and shit, and like the experiences you have with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what ends up like that's what like a I don't know, like you said, the relationship's like a broad term.
What do you consider the relationship you're in right now? You
Not
can
in a
s-
relationship.
You're in a
But you
relationship.
are. That's a
So
relationship.
then what do you
Like, you're
consider
with
a
somebody.
relationship?
What
The
is it?
relationship I have between my father is the same type of relationship I have with this girl, except
You
I
fuck
go,
dad?
Weird, dude.
except.
So she's your best friend. You just said your dad is your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I did say that.
Yeah.
So she's your best friend.
She's not. The relationship I have right now is purely sexual. I get my
not.
Wait, that is
You're
such a
a
lie.
liar.
Because
Do
you
not
only-
even.
I feel like purely sexual is booty calling her and wanting her to leave immediately after.
Which
you
you
have
don't
sex.
Kicked her
do.
out before.
No, but you don't
No.
do.
You have this
You're
girl over
lying.
guaranteed
Be
tonight
honest.
on a Sunday.
Be honest.
Over.
I don't know what to think of it. It's not really a full relationship.
But it's
It's not a real relationship.
But she's
I'm
cool.
personally not ready for a real relationship.
So do you? So is the label the real thing for you then? Is that what you consider a real relationship? If it's like
Is there pressure
it
from
has
the
to be
label?
girlfriend?
It's me asking her, hey, do you want to do this thing? Me and you, that's it. Like, this is between us, one-on-one. That's a real...
With anyone else, so.
I'm not, because I had mono.
No, it's
No,
not.
That's
No,
not
it's
it. You're making it.
Oh my god. Alright. I didn't...
mono.
You can't be in contact with anyone other, like, literally just do nothing when you have mono. And she was the only person, the entirety of probably life,
Okay, but
that was
you
like,
don't have-
I don't care if I get it.
You don't have mono anymore, and you've said that you're not going to hook up with anyone else because it's not worth it.
I just don't have an interest in going out of my way and going and hooking up with people.
Okay, so you have the monogamy factor, so is it the label that you don't like?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So what makes you like in college as a guy? What makes you want to make a label? Like what made
Nothing.
you want to have a label when you did, and what made you want to stop having a label?
Yeah,
when
you said the
stopped?
value of the
You're
relationship
good
is
at
the
this. You have
point.
good things
So,
to
like,
say.
was
Yeah.
it, did it
You're
get, did
giving
it
us
become,
You're actually being
right now, buddy.
honest.
did it
I'm like,
become invaluable? Did the value not get worth it anymore?
I know.
The whole thing with like deciding to go from what was just like hooking up and like hanging out to a relationship was totally not my fucking idea. Just gonna float that out there. I wasn't the
You really
first
stayed
person.
in that for a
Wow.
while.
No, I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like, yo, like, we should date, but, like, at a certain point, that's why, like, I tell him, like, you can't just have sex and hang out with someone without some of the strings attached eventually.
Yeah.
Like, eventually that,
If the girl
That
is
full-
So you just like
black.
fell into it, kind of?
pretty much, kind of fell into that, and then,
I
like,
feel like you're emotional.
fell out of it in a very
Fell
similar
into
way.
it,
Like,
didn't you want to be in it?
yeah,
That's
well,
why it's called falling
like I
in
said,
love.
it's...
This happens.
I don't know, it was like, it just kind of happened, and then at a certain point, it was that decision, okay, this is more valuable, like, hanging out with this girl, being around her, like, spending time, like, that's all worth it, to not fuck other girls. Which is really kind of like, that's the switch. Like, that's
Yeah.
okay,
The
I'm in a
switch.
relationship.
We talked about
The
treating
switch.
class, the switch.
But like that's it though. Like that's what makes it like, all right, you're actually dating this girl. It's just pretty much not fucking other people. Like that's why relationships, everybody can have different, like super clingy relationships, super low key relaxed relationships, but like pretty much just not fucking other people is what I would say makes it a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. Which is interesting because there are like open relationships.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
An
anyone
actual-
in an open
I
relationship.
don't believe in those.
I don't believe in
Yeah.
I think one person either gets jealous of the other person and
No,
it just doesn't work.
absolutely.
It just
Absolutely.
doesn't work out.
In your face.
Yeah, it's gonna blow up.
I like sex.
Yeah. What's your
Do you-
stance on relationships?
We all need to speak.
I don't know. I think in college, I feel like it's just like really hard to find time to like fully commit to someone, and like
Do you think that's necessary?
to fully commit to someone.
Yeah. Do you mean like just like I
Like
said,
being
like,
in a if I
not
were to be
fucking
in a
other people is
relationship,
kind of
like
that.
I think it's way more than not fucking other people. I think like if I were to be in a relationship, like one, I'd have to like love that person, and two,
Really?
yeah,
You have to
Before-
love someone to date someone?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
So, isn't part of dating working to that level together?
Because I feel like
I don't think you have to love them at first, but I think
I don't think you
work
have to
your
love
way
them at
towards
first,
it.
but you have to
Yes.
know you are gonna.
You could
like,
potentially,
you could
yeah.
fall in love with them.
Yeah.
So you're
That's weird.
So you would only date like someone you're already really close to, then? Because how would you know that
Yeah.
about
no,
everyone?
but I feel like if you're dating someone and you realize like, oh, I like you see red flags, or you're like, I know that this like
Well,
this
that's when you
person
break
deep
up with them.
down, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then it would be worth it, you know.
Or
Like if
But you
you're
still
like,
have
oh,
to. But you just said while you're dating them, you still have to date them to get to that level and notice red flags in the
not
first place.
necessarily.
Generally.
I mean, I'm like, I'm
I mean,
not
yeah, there's-
dating someone right now, but like I'm getting to know them, and like
Fair.
if we were to be in a relationship, I would like.
It's also interesting how it's like nobody dates anymore. Like nobody actually like you know how like in like what is it like
Yeah.
like 70s or 80s our fucking parents aged people, they'd go like you'd be dating someone and then you'd be going steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that difference, like that clear like, okay, I'm going on dates to get to know this person.
Yeah.
Which like we just completely have lost.
But that's
Yeah.
why nowadays like people end up dating their friends. It's because like that's how you get to know them.
Unfortunately.
And this
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's
When it breaks up,
it's
then it's,
like
like,
there's this
fucking-
weird pressure, like you can't just take a girl on a date without like
I've done that.
No, I know, I have too. Like it's cool, like that's I think we should
But it's a
What do you think
huge
is
deal
a big contributing
now.
factor to that? It's the fact that there's online, like
Yeah,
social
yeah,
media
yeah.
and like Tinder and
the
all that
degradation
shit.
of
You can't
relationships.
actually physically go see them. You have to talk to them over text, and it's like, all right, there's that just like the real type of relationship just goes right out the window. Everything's just on the surface, and you have time to think about things, so you
Yeah.
don't say the wrong
That's
thing.
true.
Yeah.
And instead of being in front of that person and actually saying the right thing, it's like
Or the
there's
wrong
two
one.
different relationships you can have: a real one or a complete bullshit one. And there's majority of bullshit. That's why divorce rate's high. That's why relationships are unsuccessful, and that's why I just generally
And that's
don't
why
want to be in a
Mike's
relationship until 30, because
But
then that's when you actually are mature.
There's also a lot of pressure I feel like to be in a relationship in college because we're at a point in our life where we're in the same place with so many people our age and like no
Yeah.
one's really tied down and we have no pressures and it's just like then when you go to a real job, we graduate, we have jobs, and you won't be in this setting again where there's so many people that are your age into the same things. Like,
I feel like dating's gonna get so much harder.
yeah, every person I've
I
talked
feel
to
like
that's
it's, like,
graduated is like
impossible
it's
to date.
so
Yeah.
hard to meet people once you graduate. Like you just don't unless you go to bars, and then it's like.
You're the
But
And
do
the
you
girls
want to
that
like
go home and
meet
have one
on
night
a-
stands, and then do
Yeah.
you really want that to like be the person
Fuck.
that you marry?
dark. What do you think? You haven't said shit.
Yeah,
Me?
what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. If you're hanging out with someone and like hooking up with them, it's just like it's just like a level and like a step that you should take if you really want to be with them. Because then I see there's no point of being with them if you don't want to do it all. Like, I don't know. I think it's stupid that people just like hook up for like a year and they don't like make it anything, because that's just like, what's the point if this isn't gonna go anywhere?
Right.
I don't know. That's what I
What
think.
if you're sexually attracted to someone, but you really know that you can't see anything actually going further? Like you just like having sex.
I don't know.
I feel like
See-
you can do that as long as you're fulfilled.
I feel like guys
Yeah.
and girls just inherently
I don't know,
think
but
guys are
I'm
better.
not big into like the sex thing isn't the biggest part of a relationship for me. Like it's about how I like feel comfortable with them. I don't
No,
know.
I
That's
agree.
my opinion.
I wasn't. I guess, but I'm saying like there are times when someone like maybe you don't see anything going further with this person, but like you still want to hook up with them.
Oh, that's very true.
Or you like what? Or you like this
I
is
feel-
good like for now thing.
Yeah,
I don't really know if I actually really want something more than for now.
that's true.
But then, don't you think that's just a waste of time?
Not for like I think enough like kind of what Henry said. Like I think that for girls we are looking at it like we both like each other. Like why not make this a thing? But sometimes for guys it's like this like I'm having. Oh, I thought you were shaking your head at me. I think they're kind of, it's easy to be content if you have a hot girl that you're having sex with and that's like what you want for now. A guy can easily just sit and be okay with that. I guess girls can too though.
Yeah.
But I do think like for a girl when you're hooking up with just a guy and it's just you two, you think there's more to it than maybe what the guy might think.
Probably.
So like, when do you like drop the conversation? Like when does that come up? Because we talked about that in class.
Wait, what's that lyric? It's like hit it one time,
Oh.
fight that. You know what I mean?
No,
like
hit
you
it 2
you have sex
times.
with her 4 times. You
Hit
should
it 3
probably
times, then
figure
I'll
out
go for it.
what
Yeah.
you're doing.
No, people have said
To
that
be
to me before.
completely
Like
honest,
when I said like, oh, like this girl won't stop talking to me, and they're like, oh, like how many times have you hooked up? I'm like, oh, like only 3. They're like, oh, if you hook up at least 3 times, like it means something. I'm like, no, maybe I just
doesn't mean something. Just expect something.
Yeah, maybe I just like having sex, and they happen to have like having sex with me too.
And it's like you can totally like want to have sex and chill with that person, like basically like having sex with your friend, but then like you don't have like you're not in a place in your life, which I think is a lot of people in college. They want to fuck, they want to like hang out with someone consistently that like they trust, they know, and like build those relationship type things, but like they don't have the investment. Like they don't have where they're at. Like that was part of the reason I broke is like I just didn't have
the time.
I couldn't invest what I
Yeah.
thought she deserved and what like a relationship deserved.
Then I don't think
It's
we.
a really mature
That was
thing,
really
though,
mature,
because
yeah.
some people I feel like they're just like like screw it.
Or they get
Do it
stuck
for
in a
that's what I was
shitty
starting to feel like. And I was
relationship.
like,
Yeah.
that's like.
But then
not
what
right,
you
that's
said
not
about
right.
how what makes a relationship in monogamy isn't true. What makes a relationship then is in the investment you put into it, which includes monogamy, but like 100 other.
But
things
monogamy
too.
is like that's like the fucking step.
But
That's
you-
the
Yeah.
step to the other side, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, but you could do that and still do the thing you said, just like hooking up and hanging out and having a person you chill with. But what really makes it is when you agree that they're gonna be a major part of your life that you invest in, and
Yeah.
you kind of like become more than just yourself. I feel like that's what's
Yeah.
an actual relationship.
Yeah.
And monogamy is definitely a big part.
But
of
like
that.
you can't really have that, in my opinion, without monogamy.
Yeah,
Like
kinda
I don't
agree.
think you
I
can
agree with
really
you.
like say I'm investing in you and like I'm investing in us without just being like, all right, I'm not gonna go fuck up. It's sex and stuff.
Congrats on the sex.
Do you guys believe that you shouldn't be in, like, when people say I don't want to be in a relationship because I don't want to get hurt? Do you think that's
That's
true?
weak.
That's weak as shit.
fucking
But
weak.
it's
I
Shit, it's a
personally
thing.
think
It's like saying I'm not gonna play this sport because one time I broke my
I don't
leg.
want to walk outside because I might slip. I don't know. Like that's fucking.
I personally think with that is an excuse
I don't want to do
that
that. My
like
penis
people
will fall.
say
Yikes.
because they're they're not going to be invested in that relationship.
Yeah, I feel like it's a cop.
I feel like it's a total cop out, and
it's a weak
because if
one.
you really like someone, the last thing you're thinking about is when you're gonna get hurt. You're just like I can't think about anything else right now.
Also, like, how do you live? Like, it's like, how do you live your life like that in any respect?
Yeah.
How could you like
That's
that? Like,
sad.
I joke like, oh, I don't want to go outside because I don't want to trip and fall, but like, it's pretty
I don't
much the
wanna
same.
fly,
Fucking,
it's
it's
9/11
pretty much the
happened.
same fucking thing.
Yeah, that's
like,
true. That's true.
How could you? I don't know. I personally, I don't see how anyone can live their life like that.